World Trade Center, tower number 1 is on fire. Send every available ambulance, everything you got to the World Trade Center now. There's been a major collapse. We need additional units forthwith. Can anybody hear me? Have them mobilize the army. We need the army in Manhattan. I'm a civilian. I'm trapped inside of one of your fire troops underneath the collapse that just happened. Stand by, there's people close to you. I can't breathe much longer. Save me. I'm in a camping truck.
9/11 was not only a day of loss, but also a day when the world saw extraordinary courage and compassion. Strangers became neighbors, neighbors became family, and in the midst of all the darkness, light still found a way through. We can't change what happened on that day, but we can choose how to carry it forward. Do we live in fear, or do we live in love? Do we divide, or do we unite? The answer lies in small choices we make every day. To listen, to care, to connect, and with the hope that even in our most difficult moments, humanity can rise. September 11, 2001, a date that doesn't need any explanation, because everyone who lived through it remembers exactly where they were, what they felt, and how the world seemed to stop. It was a day of heartbreak, of confusion, of loss, but it was also a day to reveal something much deeper: the power of unity. In the hours and days after the attacks, we saw Americans come together in ways that words can barely explain. Strangers helping strangers, communities gathering around candlelight vigils. People stood in line to give blood, to donate food, even to give comfort. We were wounded, yes we were, but we were not broken. Now, more than a decade later, we pause not only to remember the tragedy, but also to reflect on the resilience that rose from it and what we still have to do to maintain it. In this episode of Food for Thought, it's not about politics today. It's about people and about memories, unity, and the lessons we carry forward. Because we say never forget. It's not only about remembering what happened, it's about remembering who we became in the face of it. This is Food for Thought. Let's begin.
Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's up, y'all? Trent Small, the chef, a.k.a. Red Specs. I'm in the building with my co-host, Papa Wolf, a.k.a. Alpha Moon, and BK Pinky is in the building, and y'all know what this is. This is Food for Thought. Yeah, man. Y'all know we come live every Thursday night from 8 to 10 p.m. We bring you real talk about food, music, and the truth that matters to our listeners. Catch our streaming episodes live only on YouTube, and also listen to our audio version on Spotify for creators and wherever you get your podcasts.
That's right, folks.
That's right. This is Food for Thought. This is September 11, 2025.
Ooh, they reckoning, my brother.
24 years later,
Super
and after
cool.
the attacks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's go.
A new year calls for a new kind of podcast. Live every Thursday at 8 p.m.
What's up? What's up? What's up on another Thursday? AK Alpha Moon, what's going on, man? How was your week today, man?
Oh, my week was good. Slow motion. You know how I go. Just making
Yeah.
it happen. Finishing up project you and I started. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Early rise, 3
Yeah.
o'clock, pack it up.
Exactly. If y'all guys don't know, I was at AK Alpha Moon's house and we were enclosing his porch with a screen porch, and it came out beautiful. It's coming out beautiful. And
Yeah.
I'll leave you with the dirty work. I did the rest of the work and helped you out there. So I left
Hey,
you with the
listen,
dirty
listen.
work, man.
Listen here. It ain't no dirty work because, I mean, it's a two-man job, and I wouldn't have been able to get it done without you. So
Hey.
blessings to you and thanks, you know.
Bless
and
it,
it-
bless it,
yeah.
bless it. Bless it to you for having me there to help you out, man. And bless the man upstairs for giving us this energy and waking us up every morning to take care of this business.
Two things though. Two things.
Mm.
One is I got to take back the dirty work because you left me with the wire fencing and
Yes, I
got
did.
all these little cuts, all these little cuts on my hand.
Yes, I did. Yes, I
And
did. I
then-
wasn't doing that for her.
And then your niece told me to tell you. She was like that how such of a good job we did. She said,
Mhm.
"Can you imagine if y'all was in your heydays, what y'all would be doing?" Like as far as I said, what? I said we was putting fish tanks in the walls back.
Yeah. She don't know us very well.
Yeah, I said we put fish tanks in the wall
Yeah,
back
man.
then. I said it then with Uncle Rick, he like a little master carpenter. So I said that
No
was
doubt.
it, boy. Mama raised us how to
No
use them
doubt.
hammers, boy.
Yeah, listen, I do everything from sun up to sunset. I
Yeah,
do,
yeah,
I do every job there is. If I can't do something, obviously, I would call help. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I call the the real
Do the
people to
Alpha
come
Moon
out.
thing. Help.
Yeah. I call the real people,
That's it.
and stuff like that for the things I can't do. But
Uh-huh.
majority of the time, man, housework, man, I think I do like, I want to say 90% of the work. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Construction, demolition,
We
paintings.
was cutting trees down. See, it's new for me. You know,
Mhm.
I do this stuff in when I was in a townhome or an apartment. But now this is new. So all of them other skills I put in, but when the time get rough, I do just like you. Help.
Mm. Yeah, no doubt
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that, man. No doubt about that. Like I said, food for thought. We do everything, baby.
That's it. That's it.
But on a serious note, man, we here today, and today we pause to reflect on a day that changed the world.
Mm.
And that's September 11, 2001.
Yeah.
Now, it's more than just a date in history. It's a moment that we saw frozen in time. For some, it's a memory etched in every detail. The sounds of breaking news on TV, the silence in the streets, the faces of strangers suddenly bound together.
Right.
But for others, it's a story. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's a story through documentaries, school lessons, and family conversations,
Yep.
But beyond the tragedy of 9/11, it was also about unity,
Oh,
communities coming together. People opened their homes, man. They shared meals, hugs, and reminded
Right.
each other, man, that, what it's meant to be human that
Yep.
day.
Yeah,
It was an incredible day,
it was. Was.
So, to our fans out there in this episode, we're not just remembering the attacks.
we're remembering resilience, compassion, and the lesson that we must carry forward from this.
Mhm.
Because honoring the past isn't just about forgetting. It's about choosing how we live today.
Right.
And today's society bears little resemblance to the world we knew before September 11, 2001,
Mm.
or even the days immediately after it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Unity and resilience defined us all. Society, to me, today, it doesn't look anything like it did before 9/11, brother,
Nah, not at all.
or even the days after it.
Mm-hmm.
And when people stood together at that time. So we just want to, we're going to talk about it today. This is food for thought, man. This is food for thought. Of course, remember about our donations and gifts are always accepted here at Food for Thought. You can cash app us at Food for Thought FFT, or you can Zelle us at Food for Thought 1424 at Gmail. Checks or money orders are always accepted here, people. Always
Right.
accepted here.
Cha-ching.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And let me put up also our Cash App in the little right-hand corner over there. I'm over here, right? Over here.
Yeah, you over there. You over there.
Over there, the right-hand corner. Hit that, man, and get some donations going on this podcast. If you love the way we're doing things here at Food for Thought, help us out, man. We appreciate that. We appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Also, as we say every week, catch us on Rumble. Rumble at Food for Thought FFT. You can catch us there on Rumble at Food for Thought FFT. You can check out our old episodes and some of my cooking things there also at Rumble FFT. Also, remember, catch our Caesars episode every Friday at 7 a.m. and then again at 3 p.m. on Brooklyn Free Speech TV, Channel 3.
And they've been holding us down, man. They've been doing that, and they be right on point. They be asking for more content. We give them more content. So y'all go check it out. Binge watch on that too.
Yeah, man. Big up to Brooklyn, man. Big up to Brooklyn. So that's available in Brooklyn on Spectrum, Optimum, RCN, and of course, those that don't live in Brooklyn can watch us on Verizon Fios. So check that out and don't miss on that one.
Yep.
Also, if you got talent, do they got talent?
Oh yeah, man. They've been sending it in.
Yo, listen, there's a lot of talent out there, people, and we want to see it. Okay, so Food for Thought is now accepting video submissions of all genres, like we do every week. Whether it's original music, spoken word, or impactful community work, we want to showcase your talent here on Food for Thought. So you know what you got to do. You got to submit it. Where you submit it to, you submit an MP4 video file for a chance to be featured here on Food for Thought, and you send it to foodforthought1424 at gmail.com. Send them in, send them in, send them in.
Make sure that tell them make sure it's original and all that good stuff, man. You know.
Yeah, man. Make sure. Yeah. Exactly. Like my brother said, make sure your music and everything is original. Also, make sure you have the rights to use this music, because when you give it to us, we need to verify those rights through YouTube, so we won't get flagged and your music won't be played in the United States or certain countries because it wasn't copywritten.
Yep.
So also head over to our website and grab some of that merchandise and log into my blog, my food
Blah, 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 blah.
my food blog there and enjoy the conversation on the food. I want to know where you guys been eating at. Take some pictures of some restaurants. Let me know if they're worth me going to the restaurant and ordering some food there. If not, just let me know. Red Specs, don't mess with that place. It's nasty. It's dirty. The food is not good. Whatever. Just send it on over to me, man, and we do what we have to do there, man.
And the blog is doing pretty good too.
Oh yeah. We just need more people to come in and talk on that blog, man. Talk on that blog. Also,
unscripted. They got to get ready for unscripted.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be unscripted conversations with Red Specs every Wednesday night after Food for Thought season is over, and I want you guys to tune in for that. So the next season is going to be a whole new season, whole new episodes, different concepts, new studio, everything. Everything is going to be different. So get ready for that. And also,
what's beautiful in your city? Look for the Food for Thought truck in your neighborhood.
That's right. Look for the Food for Thought truck in your neighborhood for a chance to win prizes or chop it up with the Food for Thought staff, myself, BK Pakey, Red Specs, and AK Alpha Moon. We could chop it up with us anytime you see that Food for Thought vehicle.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So also let's give a shout out to our sponsors tonight, because our sponsors help us build a stronger platform within this industry. Check it out.
Today's episode is sponsored by Dubby Energy Drinks. Dubby allows you to have faster reaction time paired with laser-sharp focus without the jitters or a crash. If you want to start winning more, this is for you. The Premium Energy Drink Dubby.
Get 10% off your entire order from Dubby when you use coupon code Food for Thought, which helps support the podcast.
Bro, come on.
Yeah.
Come on in
So-
and check that out, baby.
What we want them to do, D?
We want them to check that out, man.
Yeah, man. Check that out. And also, we would like you guys to scan the QR code at the top for more information about this show. Come on, man.
Yes, come on, man. I was stuck on that.
Man. So, let's get back to business here at Food for Thought, man. And just want to welcome you guys back to Food for Thought. Those that just tuned in, just came in just now. 24 years later, the question is not what happened on September 11th, but what do we carry from it today? That's what we want to talk about.
Yep.
Because we already know who did it, why it was done, the masterminds, all that. We know all that stuff.
Yeah.
Today is just for survivors, for the ones that passed
Yeah.
in this tragedy.
Yep.
Because we remember. Yeah,
a
go
lot
ahead.
of people lost people,
Yes.
in this, So, like you said, respect them, and it's just a day of reflection, honoring those that were lost,
Yes.
and trying to get us back to where we was before this tragedy happened.
Yes. Yeah. Because we remember the fear, the confusion, and the heartbreak. But we also remember the strength that rose from it that day.
Oh yeah. A lot of people stepped up, man.
Yeah. And it's
Nation.
crazy. It's crazy because for that moment, the labels that we wore before 9/11, Republican, Democrats,
black, white, Christian, Muslim.
All that
None,
gone.
none of that mattered.
Yep. Gone.
What mattered was that we were all Americans.
Yep.
And more than that, we were human beings.
Yep.
Leaning on each other.
That's
That's
right.
what mattered at that time, dude.
Yeah. That was wow, man. That day I couldn't believe it, man. And like you just said, man, people just leaning on each other, you know what I mean? And remembering who we are. And it wasn't just about a religion, a race, or anything like that. It was just, people coming together to do things to help the nation and to help other people get up past this, So it was
doubt.
real deep, man.
No doubt.
Somber moment. Somber moment.
No doubt. And my thing was just it feels like unity that day.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like I was just saying, just people helping people, man, at that time. Like,
It was, yeah. I mean,
it was
I
an
remember-
eerie feeling, but at the
Yes.
same time, you felt proud that people were helping people out. It felt
Strangers.
it felt like the end of the earth, the world. It felt like it was just crazy, man.
Yeah,
it just
man.
felt like, we were alone and we
Yeah.
was the only one left on the planet to survive. That's
And it
what
was
it
just
seemed
like
to me.
real eerie, like,
Yeah.
all downtown, or
Yeah.
it was just silence. You know what I'm
Silence.
saying? It was like you said, like a real eerie feeling. You had strangers helping strangers, people was bringing food, people, it was just a lot of stuff that was going on. People was standing in line for long periods of time and trying to give water and do different things. People was manning phones, calling loved ones, letting other people, pure strangers, man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It was man, it was incredible.
And
Incredible.
you gotta understand that New York City is the melting pot of every country in this world, every city in this world.
hmm
That's the melting pot.
Yeah, people didn't pull away, they pulled together. They
There you
pulled
go.
together. They
There
didn't
you
pull
go.
away. They pulled together, especially on that days and the days following after that.
Mhm.
It was so many volunteers, in so many different areas. Your brothers at arms, your paramedics and all of these different people, so many people, so many communities coming together. They wasn't pulling away, they was
No,
pulling together. They was
no,
pulling together.
and people was giving blood, and the people in the cooks in the restaurant, and they were making food, free food, meals every day for us to come. The first
Facts.
responders to come eat.
Yep.
And I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, because I was out there and I'm out there and we get thirsty, we get hungry because we doing all this stuff, a lot of them digging in the rubble and looking for people and this and that,
I
and
remember.
I just
We
want
was
to
looking
thank
for you.
yeah.
We was looking for you, man. Honestly, like I remember that day, man.
Mhm.
Lisa, Linda, everybody was like, "We're trying," Everybody was worried about, where you was at, and you took an oath, and you stood on that oath along with your other brothers and comrades.
Yeah.
So, it was a scary time, a dangerous time, but like I said, and I'll keep saying, people wasn't pulling away; they was pulling together.
Yes, and I just want to thank all the first responders out there,
Yes.
Paramedics, EMTs, police officers, correction officers, traffic agents,
Yeah.
construction workers that was
Mm.
helping out there,
Mhm.
security guards.
Yep.
I can go on and
And
on,
on.
man,
Yep.
and on. I just want to give a thanks to all of you guys for helping out, man, in 9/11, man.
Yep.
Because
That's
at that point, man, you didn't see patches. You
Nope.
didn't even see, oh, that's a security guard, or
Yep.
that's a nurse, or that. Everybody wore the same hat,
Same.
man,
Yep.
on that day, man, and I definitely appreciate that,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They wore that badge of American, proud American. You
No
know,
doubt. No doubt.
no, like you said, no badge, no, from all blue collar workers, or everybody just helping out. They were even turning away some. They had so many volunteers for so many different things. They was like, they got enough because at that point, a lot of the grounds and where they was working at was getting overrun and stuff. So they
Mhm.
let some people go, and they went on to volunteer other places.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's been a
Other
beautiful thing.
countries, even big up to other countries, man. That
Oh
that
yeah,
that also
that
came
sent
over here to
aid.
help us out, man.
Yep.
Sent aid, um, sent people over to help us out, man. I appreciate that, man. We all appreciate the other countries coming here and helping us out, man.
Yeah, because I don't know which country was the first country that sent aid and all of that, but even till our allies, you know, they helped out tremendously. You
Yeah,
know, whether it was sending troops over, they sent paramedics over, firefighters, rescue animals. They
yeah,
sent over the rescue animals and stuff like that, and worked tirelessly
yeah, man.
alongside of the Americans that to find people to do all of these things, man. So it was a blessing, man. It was a blessing, man. So
No doubt, no doubt. Now, here we are, my brother, 24 years
years
later.
later,
And the truth is, many people listening today weren't even born yet.
facts.
For them, 9/11 is a memory,
Hmm.
it isn't a memory, I'm sorry. It's history. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's history.
Hmm.
And that means it's on us to pass it down.
Exactly.
Not just the story of the attacks, but the story of humanity
And
that
surviving.
came after.
Yep. Surviving.
Because
Yep.
exactly, because we always say never forget.
Hmm.
Okay. Because never forget can't just mean remembering the tragedy. It
Hmm.
has to mean remembering the way we showed up for each other,
Uh-huh. We shift.
remembering the unity,
Hmm.
right? Isn't something we only find out in the tragedy. Is something we can choose in every single day, that we choose every
Fact.
single day,
Yeah. And
So,
and the thing is, like you said, choose every single day. With the things that's going on now, it shouldn't have to take a tragedy like
mhm,
9/11 to bring us back to that unity.
mhm,
You know,
mhm,
the way things are going today, let's just put it that way loosely for the podcast. You know, we have to find ourselves as Americans. And as Americans and citizens of this country, there will be different opinions on different things and stuff like that.
right.
But that doesn't make us no less than human and supposed to have compassion for our fellow American, our fellow human. You
Mhm,
understand what I'm saying? So we need to find something to bring us back to where we were at on that day as far as unity. I'm not saying bring us back to a tragic thing that happened like 9/11,
mhm.
but this country needs that love and empathy for each other. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Respect.
yeah,
Because
yeah. I
without
agree with
that,
you,
without that, man, it's just going to be a lot of moving parts and
and
people hating people.
I do agree with you, brother. But unfortunately, the way things are going right now, as you see, it seems like nobody wants unity. It seems
Hmm.
like everybody wants to be divided and everybody wants to do their own thing.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
It's like the compassion,
it's
the
lost.
is lost.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to. It's lost. And what would it take for us to regain just a small fraction of that? You know
another
what I'm saying?
9/11.
And that's
That's
why I
that.
said
That's crazy.
it can't be another 9/11
You know.
because how does that saying go? The definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over or something like
Hmm,
that.
hmm, hmm.
So we can't do or can't see a tragedy like that.
And that's
To
what I'm saying. Like, what is it going to take for us human beings to come back and join unity, come back together? What is going to take,
maybe it won't be a 9/11. It
Yeah,
could be earthquake. It could be astronaut hitting the earth, and there's
an
some of us
astronaut or
left.
asteroid.
Asteroid. I said astronaut. AK Alpha Moon, you on top of it, baby.
Yeah, and
You
you
on
said,
top
I
of it.
said, what? I start thinking about that movie, kid. I'm like, yo, I found out something I ain't know.
And that's what I'm saying. There's so many things that's endangering us. As,
Yes.
and we're not even focused on that. We focus on all this other stuff and what it's going to take, like we said, for us to get back together. Something devastating like that.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
And correct me if I'm wrong, we didn't really have anything in America like a 9/11. Like you spoke on the earthquakes, and like some countries have tsunamis, and we didn't have that to 9/11. These countries continuously have these sort of problems
All the time. All the
all the
time.
time. And
Yeah.
in some aspects they're more grounded in unity than us with their
Mhm.
brothers and sisters from that
No doubt.
country.
No doubt. No doubt.
And I
No
think it
doubt.
has to do with the repetitiveness of anything can happen at any point in time, and they don't take anything for granted. Over
Right.
here, I think
Right.
sometimes we take things for granted. We this big superpower, nothing could ever happen. We felt
Mm.
vulnerable that day. You follow me? So
My
it's
brother, I
crazy.
follow you, and you saying exactly what I was just trying to say. There's so many words, but
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So
Other
when you act,
countries, man, like you said, you know, they have that unity, I think, tighter than the United States because we haven't been through all these things that they've been through, like you said.
yep. Hmm.
And that day is coming, though.
Yeah, I pray.
I pray it doesn't, but
Yes.
that day is coming.
Yeah.
As you see now, every now and then we get these little earthquake tremors
Yeah.
here and there in New
Hiccups.
Jersey and stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Look at all what's going on, like the little signs, like all of those fires
Mhm.
that happen, whether somebody did it or it just happened by nature. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Th- All of these different lands and stuff or properties that were destroyed. Some people just didn't really care because they on the attitude of it ain't my property, it ain't my area.
Mhm.
But it
Mhm.
affects all of us because even when it was polluting the air, people was going around coughing and all that. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
over there, but look what's going on. This
Mhm.
is it, it's not just about that person, it's about all of us. And once we find that compassion and try to get to understand that, or overstand that, I should say, then I think as a society, we'll be better off.
No
But
doubt.
because, we're just me, we can't see that vision till it's up in our face.
Yes. No doubt. No doubt. And it's a shame.
Well, like, I want to ask you, it's like 24 years later,
Mhm.
we're, our backs against the wall with a whole bunch of other different things that's going on and stuff like that. I want to ask you the same question. Do you feel that people, and I know you can't speak for the whole United States, but from what you're observing of the country, do you think the country is broken and they're not really, they're just heartless about a lot of different things?
Um
Not making any sense?
yeah, you are. You are. And I do think we are heartless.
Hmm.
And like to reiterate on what we were saying before, we don't appreciate each other.
Mm.
We
Mhm.
don't, somebody do something for you, it's like they had to do it. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Um, and and we don't value life. To me, my personal feelings
Uh-huh.
like people in the United States don't, value life the way, like you said, some other countries do.
Yes, it's not like it's not like it's precious to them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just,
Exactly.
some places, a guy's house um gets damaged in an earthquake, and the whole town is building that house back up. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you take an example like that over here, big fire. No, they waiting for FEMA to help them. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And FEMA's dragging their feet because nobody cares. The compassion is not there. And once we get back to that, I think the universe will bless us more as a people. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's me,
Exactly.
my third eye, but once we get, and we're gonna have to go through those growing pains
Mm-hmm.
until we understand like what's really going on. And like you said, respects, it's coming. I just don't hope. I just hope and pray that it's not on a scale like a 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, so I don't
Well,
know.
I believe if we choose compassion,
Hmm.
if we choose connection,
Hmm.
then we honor the lives lost the way we live.
Yep. Yep.
That's what I truly believe.
I, I truly believe that too. You know, it, but it just can't come from the people that were touched by certain situations. You know what I'm saying? Now it's up to those people to spread that news of how that touched them. You
Mhm,
know,
mhm,
but
mhm.
it's also the job of the other people that really don't care nothing about anybody else to receive what these people bear witness to. You follow me?
Right, right,
So
right, right.
if they don't receive that, then they ain't gonna never know how to have that sort of compassion. It's
Mhm,
sort of like us in school. We wasn't there for the Korean War and all of that stuff, or the bombing of Pearl Harbor, but we was taught it, and in being taught it, some things got screwed and all of that. But
mhm,
we, from that teaching, from that someone that was there, helped us realize and have compassion, and
mhm.
that's what we have to put for the new generation
Yeah,
for September 11th. Yeah, you wasn't there, but we gotta have to show you so you understand, so you can have that compassion to carry that on and be a better human.
exactly, exactly, exactly. So I want to ask you a question, man.
Yep.
Where were you on September 11th,
Mm.
and what do you remember most vividly about that day?
Woo. September 11th, as you know, I was at that point in time in my life, I was doing bouncing. I was bouncing at downtown's Hogs and Heifer, Filter 14, Batoons, all on 14th Street.
Mhm.
So that the day before, which was really that day, I got off from bouncing and I went back home.
Right.
And Darrell was a little guy at the time or whatever. So I
Your
was
son.
asleep. Yeah, my son. And I was asleep. The girls had went to the babysitter in school and all that. And I got up, and just like I do now, I turn on the TV. I
Mhm.
got up, turn on the TV, and I see all of this smoke and all that. And it was, when I got up, it was quiet. It was eerie up in the Bronx,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
And when I turned it on, I was like, whoa, I had just left the city and I was bouncing at I believe I was at the cooler right down from down the street from Nels on
Right.
14th Street, which is
Mhm.
now, which at that time was now Two Eyes and Nels and all that. And I was there, and it was a good night. But that morning, after I went home, got up, seen what was happening, I tried to use my cell phone, couldn't use the cell phone, but I seen this stuff on the TV.
Mhm.
So I got dressed, I got Darrell dressed, and I went downstairs. And when I went downstairs on Third Avenue, Bronx, right there, man, it was dead. Nothing was moving,
Right.
nothing. And I was like, I tried to reach out. I remember because Snipe, DJ, he walked all the way from, he was in high school at the time. He had to walk all the way back, up to the Bronx,
Yeah, the phones
stopping
was
off. Yeah, everything. It was just a crazy. I was worried. You know what I mean? It was just crazy, and I felt helpless
there. Mhm.
because even though I bounced that night, I got off at like 6 in the morning or whatever it was. Went back home, slept for an hour or two before all of that happened. 3 hours. Boom, and now I couldn't get out of the Bronx to go
Right.
check on the rest of the family. And if I was stood bouncing that night and it would have happened, I would have already been in Manhattan. But to move around was ridiculous. You couldn't even get in the car to move around. So yeah,
Yeah.
I was bouncing at the nightclub. So I want to ask you because you asked me, where were you at? Well, I know where you was at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
what was you doing when that day came?
Well, I was working at a school, yellow school bus company. And once again, yes, EMS workers have to work 2 jobs because we've been asking for pay parity for a long time and we still haven't got it.
Mm.
24 years later, after September 11, we still asking for pay parity. So yes, we have to work 2 jobs.
And some of it, I don't mean to cut you off, Red Specs, but some of the paramedics and firefighters, they still fighting for compensation.
That's what I mean. That's pay parity. Yeah, we work.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
we're still fighting for that.
all
So
right.
they just want to be up there with the firefighters and police officers. We're not saying we want more than them or whatever. We just want to be up there because we fighting
I
the same
understand that
battle
part.
every
I
day.
understand that part, but I was saying they still fighting for not wages, but compensation from when they was in 9/11. Some of them got cancer and
Oh
all of
well,
them.
with that,
That
yeah,
type
yeah,
of that's what I'm talking about.
yeah. We still fighting for that. We still fighting for that.
And that's a
Um,
shame.
yeah,
That's a
it's a shame.
shame.
But I was working at the school company as a school bus driver in the Bronx, not too far from Station 26, which was my station, EMS station in the Bronx. And we were waiting for the children to come out to get back on the bus to take them home. So, school bus drivers, they wait and, until
To the
school
last
is
kid.
out,
Hmm.
until, they let the kids out to come to the thing.
Hmm.
So while we're waiting there, I hear all these people, just talking, I'm like, it was like you said, eerie,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And I'm like, what's going on? Why is everybody whispering? People trying to find radios and trying to look on the phone. And some guy came on the bus and asked, did they have a TV on the board or radio? And I was like, what's going on? I said, and he says, a plane crashed into the World Trade Center. So, okay, everybody think it's an accident. Somebody done flew too low, that messed around and hit the World Trade Center. We used to always say that anyway, because
Yeah.
those buildings are so high
Uh-huh.
that we used to always say a plane gonna hit that thing one day
Hmm.
accidentally because it's so high. So at this point in time, we was like, okay, that's probably what happened. So trying to look for a radio and everything like that and stuff like that. Finally, when we did get it, that's where we hear another plane hit the tower.
So now,
Mine's done changed now. You
so
know what I
so
mean?
now, yeah. So now, clear it up for the FFT audience because you was in the driving the school bus. Did y'all get an alert like, yo, go pick up these kids because the planes hit like early in the day and then it hit a little bit later on. So just for the clarity for the FFT
Okay,
audience,
so
did y'all get an alert like, yo, go get
no,
these kids?
no, we didn't get an alert because we were parked in front of the school.
Okay,
So the
okay, got
teachers came out
uh-huh.
after they found out what's going on to
Mhm.
try to load these kids up and to get these kids to where they
Back
had
home.
to
Yeah.
back home. But after a while, they had to stay in the school because they didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, they didn't know if it was an
Right.
attack. Or, yeah.
Exactly. So we can't transport these kids home. Half of them live in Brooklyn, half of them live
Mhm.
downtown Manhattan.
Mhm.
We couldn't get down there anyway, right?
Mhm.
So the kids stayed in the school. I think some parents came, picked up their kids and stuff like that. The people that lived in the vicinity, but kids that lived farther away, obviously they couldn't leave.
Mm.
So then at this point, I get an alert on my phone from the EMS personnel station saying that if anybody's available, please report to your station. This is emergency. Boom, boom, boom. So at that point, I had to relieve myself,
Mhm.
and I switched partners with another school bus driver, and I told her, listen, I have to go to my station. We got to see what's going on. Boom, boom. They understood. Boom, and I went to my station.
And then from my station, uh,
We ain't
the
see you for like 4 days, 5 days.
yeah. But my lieutenant was telling me like, because they already sent some guys down there already.
Mhm.
Joe Conzo, and there was a lot of people that already went down there. Big up to Joe Conzo
Big
too,
up
man.
to Joe Conzo,
Yeah,
man.
big up to Joe Conzo, man. So they already went down there. There was a large amount of units already down there, private units, FDNY. Everybody's mama was going down there. The fire trucks, every engine, every ladder was
Yeah.
heading down there. So my boss said, you know what? There's a lot of people there. Hold off in the station for a while and let's see what's going on.
Mhm.
And at the time I was at station 26, like I said, and if you look, you come out of my station in 26 and you look towards the left, you could see the World Trade Center on fire from where we were standing, from 169th
Yep.
and Boston Road.
Road.
You
Yep.
just look
Right
straight
behind where I
down
live.
and you see what's going on, right? So, you know, everybody anxious to get down there. Everybody want to help. Everybody like, yo, what the hell? Where's my family members? Everybody's trying to call
Yeah.
people. Phones are not working.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it started getting hectic, And then later that night, that's when me and my partner, Bernie Herrera, big up to Bernie, rest in peace to my brother Bernie Herrera. Big up to Bernie.
Sleep in peace.
Our lieutenant sent us down there. We went down there, and man, it was crazy. I'm kind of glad we went at nighttime because
See
the
that devastation in the daytime.
the daytime would have been horrible. The
Yeah.
daytime, you would have seen bodies, body parts. You'd have seen.
Yeah.
But what happened was, after the buildings came down, it kind of overlaid all of that, like
Mhm.
a blanket
Like a
over the
blanket.
whole street,
Like a
over the whole street,
Oh,
right?
wow.
So now everything is white.
Yeah.
Everything is white. The ground, the cars, the signs, everything is white. You can't even know. You didn't even know what street you was on. That's how bad it was, right? So we go down there. Obviously, we trying to look for people and stuff like that. And then when we were down there, this was when the number 7 building fell.
Okay.
So
That
this
was
is
the last building that fell,
I
correct?
believe so. I believe so.
Yeah, I
So
think
the original World 7 World Trade Center, it was built in 1987, and it took 2001. You know, that's obviously when it came down.
Yeah.
And the original building was 47 stories. It was 47 stories,
Mhm.
right? And obviously it collapsed on 9/11. World Trade Center 7 wasn't hit by planes, but it collapsed later that day after the Twin Towers had fallen.
Yeah.
And they rebuilt that, I think, in 2008. They rebuilt the number 7. So we down there when 7 falls down, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, how are they hitting us at nighttime? Like, ain't nothing even left to hit us. You know what I mean? But the structures of the buildings were so brittle and fragile that they start just breaking and falling down themselves, man. And that's where we was at. But my main thing that I remember going down there is that the firefighters had these tanks on their backs called sky packs.
Mhm.
So we get trained with those inside the academy.
Mhm.
So they would put you in a tunnel or make you crawl through the smoke and stuff, doing training, right?
Mhm.
And if you stop for a certain period of time, you'll hear these alarms go off.
Mhm.
Alarms are loud, loud, loud until you shake like that. You
Yeah,
shake,
and then it starts.
then it stop.
Yeah.
So imagine hearing hundreds of those going off and not stopping.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's what I heard.
Crazy.
So if they're not
Crazy.
stopping, you know what that means.
They gone. They perished.
They perished
Perished.
in 9/11
Yeah.
attack. So that's one of the big things that always get me every time this day come around, man. And I go down there. Whew, that's
Yeah.
rough. That's
It's
rough.
rough. Another question. I got two for you. I got two for you. Deal with this one first. Have you or what? Take this one first. Did the tax or change the way you think about or see America? You know, after the attacks and everything, did it change what you saw about America and the world? You know, did it change your view in any way, your perspective of America, what you saw?
Of today or right after that?
Right after that, did it change when you seen all that devastation there
Mhm,
and all?
mhm.
Did it change your perspective on America?
It did because once again, when we out there looking for victims and you see people next to you that have a patch on their uniform from
Mhm,
France,
mhm,
you know, they have a patch on their thing from South Africa or whatever.
mhm, mhm.
All these people down there helping the United States, you know,
Yeah,
that made
changed.
me feel, yeah, that unity there.
Made you feel like we wasn't alone.
Exactly. That changed my whole perspective on, you know, uh, how I saw the world and
Oh,
America. You know,
uh-huh.
people just out there digging in the rubble, all the firefighters, all the volunteers, people, doctors,
Yeah,
and people don't even, you know, don't have nothing to do with the healthcare system. They out there digging and stuff
yeah.
like that too. And that's, you know, that unity of
Mhm.
America, man, made me feel proud that you know, like that. You know, I was saddened, but at
Uh-huh.
the same time, I was proud that, you know, we were all
Yeah, you
together
was
on this.
and the second part of my question is, it probably would have been later on, but it just hit me. Have you been back over at that site since they have, redid it and, you know, all of that stuff? I know I haven't, you know what I mean? So
No,
have you been back over there?
no, I haven't. I haven't, and I don't know how I will feel when I go over there.
That's why I asked you, because it
I
affected
don't
me,
know.
but I know boots on the grounds in the dust,
Yeah.
digging, looking for survivors, you were there.
Mhm.
So I know it impacted you as one of the persons that was actually, like I said, boots on the ground. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So I was just wondering how, or
Yeah,
did you
yeah,
ever
that
go back
that's
over
gonna
down
be
there?
rough, AK. That's gonna be
Yeah.
rough. And I always say I do want to visit down there
Hmm.
because I really want to, you know, see what's going on myself. And I really do want to go down there, but at the same time, I'm like,
Well, when you
I,
make that,
I don't know if I can,
I'm
you
there
know,
with you, brother.
take
When you
that.
want to
You know
make
what I
that,
mean?
yeah, when you want to make that journey, big bro is right here.
Yeah,
We'll go
yeah,
down there together. You know what I mean? We'll say our
yeah.
prayers, and
So
you
so
know,
so
sometimes you got to return.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean? You got
yeah.
to
So
return.
yeah, so I was thinking uh maybe next year, man.
Yeah, we'll take a
Episode
trip.
of Food for Thought, man.
Yeah,
We'll take that journey, man, and just
yeah, yeah.
we
I
have to
think,
do it, man.
and
Face our fears, man.
yeah, and that's what I said with you. Then that was, you know, Alpha Moon. I'm leading you into it. That's why I asked you the questions, because sometimes you have to close that part of the chapter. You know, don't forget. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
always remember, but you need that closure too. You know what
no
I'm
doubt.
saying? And any of the other people on your team, the first responders and all of that want to take that trip down there with us or whatever, we go down there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
We go
Yeah,
down
man.
there.
Yeah, man. Big up to that, man. Big up to that. Anybody next year that need to come with us to face our fears and, you know, and get this off our mind, or anybody out there who said, yeah, one day I will go, I will go, I will go, but you're frightened or you're, you know, you're so depressed that you about it that you don't want to go down there. We could all make some kind of bus trip,
Yep.
Get together with food for thought and just we go out there and just tackle this, man, because we got
Yep.
to tackle this, man.
Yep.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, man, and I remember, you know, the roles that the community played at the time, man. In the
Yes.
days of 9/11, like I
That's
said,
where I came in at.
you know, remembering them too, man. Remembering all those people out there who gave meals,
Yep.
you know, gathering or, you know, conversation that helped people to cope, you know, because a lot of people out there couldn't cope with the
No,
situation.
it was rough, man.
Yeah,
And
what they
and I
seen, what they saw.
yep, and you know the trauma of it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Respect the
Hmm.
trauma of it. You know, like I said, first responders. That's all I say. First responders. You could be any badge, anything. It's a lot of trauma. You know, I remember at that point. You know, I started. I might have been doing both jobs. I think I was bouncing and just started at NYU.
Right.
And when I got, you know, NYU, right at the OME's office, right there on the corner by Bellevue, you know, it's Bellevue and then it's the
Hmm.
OME's
Hmm.
office and then it's NYU. Man, they had the massive tents. Like
Yeah.
you talk about the community coming together.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
they was feeding us from the hospital. They was feeding the fire department, the police department. The community, especially in that area, well, came together, man. They was cooking meals and, you know, and that's what I say. Well, and when you do the really good thing there, you know, they were preparing the foods, you know. I mean, it was unity all around the board, not
Yeah.
pulling
Yeah.
away,
No
but
doubt.
pulling together, man. It
Yeah.
was
No
it was
doubt,
something
man.
else, man.
And like I said, I appreciate those people for helping us out, man, because
Yeah.
we needed it at that time, man. It was just crazy.
Yep. And they wasn't turning away, you know, no one as the months and the years started going down, you know, they just started feeding like first responders and all that. But when they first was there, man, for I don't know, probably about a year, they were feeding everybody, man.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you was from
yeah.
the community or whatever, or
Mhm,
outside of the community and needed a hot meal, even given different things as far as shelters where you can go for shelter and stuff like that. I mean, it was incredible to
yeah,
see
yeah.
that type of unity, man. It was like it
I
was
mean,
great.
I love the unity, but I still think that we're living in the shadows of 9/11,
Oh,
politically,
yes,
socially,
yes,
and personally. I really do think that.
yeah. You
No.
know, I definitely and I gotta say this, and hopefully they, you know, it's it's the government transparency that we need. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? And that's in every aspect of it. Because you see the way that played out, people didn't know anything on what's going on. And I'm trying to tiptoe lightly on this subject here that I'm talking about.
Hmm.
But we need more government transparency with a
Hmm.
lot of different things that's hidden from us for whatever reason. You know, these I'm trying to tiptoe lightly. For whatever reason, the government feels that they got to hide certain information from us or
Hmm.
withheld information from us. You know, they often say, especially in New York, you see something, say something. But
Hmm.
if you can't see it, then you can't say nothing. And if it's hidden
Exactly.
from you, they might not never want you to find it. You
Yeah.
follow me? So
Yeah. You
we
never say nothing.
yeah, exactly. So we need more of that. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And with more of that comes a lot more responsibility from us as citizens. You
Hmm.
know, because if we know what to do, we could do better. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like,
Big up. Big up. Big up. Crazy.
yeah, I mean,
So what lessons should we be teaching our younger generations who didn't even live through this, AK? You know,
ooh,
because they need to be taught about what went on that day, what it was about, and basically, you know, the unity of it all, man.
mhm. That's a tough question, because nowadays, uh, as far as the youth, the majority want things fast and right there. They don't have time
Mm-hmm.
to study or to look or to listen.
Mm-hmm.
There's an old saying that, we knew since we were kids and we came up on when a wise man talks, what? A wise man listens, takes
Mm-hmm.
in the things he needs, puts aside the things he doesn't. Well, today with these kids, everything, I don't need that because they want it real fast.
Right,
And if
right.
it's not fast enough for them, they can't take it in, they can't absorb it. So, to your question, I would say they have to do their research.
Mm-hmm.
They have to stop looking down and look more up
Mm-hmm.
because the technology has them looking down and believing in things that's not really there. If you
Right.
see something and you're looking down, and you know what I mean by looking down, if you see something and it piques your interest, research it, then research it again, then research it again, and then call somebody and research it again. Don't believe the first things that you see. The
Mm-hmm.
algorithms of life that we talked about last week, those play a big factor. So they need to do that and
Right.
just engage with your community and in politics to a certain level. You know what I'm saying? You got to engage with the community because now you get to see what's going on if there's any type of devastation that happens or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know where to go at, you know who to call, you know the leaders that's there. You know what I'm saying? And
Right, right,
you
right.
get to put these people in that's trustworthy, that's going to get you that information.
And I think that's a good point. We might not be able to get over with them telling them what happened at 9/11,
Yeah,
but we'll get over them by telling them what to do just in case it
it
happens again.
happens exactly, exactly.
You
And
understand?
yes, and if we put it in the aspect of how it would reach them,
Hmm.
it'll manifest to them a little bit better. It might be slower for us. You know what I mean? Like I said earlier, I gave you the analogy. We wasn't there for Pearl Harbor, but we had all of these different things in school and talking about it. Now they
Right.
don't have that. They have this internet, and
Hmm.
half of the stuff is misleading them. The
Hmm. Hmm.
algorithm of life. You know what I mean? That's why I tell them research it again, look at it again, research it again, see if you see it in the book. You know what I'm saying? And then ask someone and then research it again. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Because everything is fast for them.
Right,
They in
right,
that fast pace. So we might not be able to reach them like we got reached with
right. Hmm.
these different things that happen, but hopefully, like you said, we can reach them by letting them know and showing them and stuff like that. So,
Exactly, exactly. Big up to that. Big up to that. Before we go to my food video, I just want you guys to think of something that I always think of. Maybe y'all think it's BS or whatever's your opinion about it,
mhm,
about 9/11. And my thing is that there was over 3,000 people who perished on 9/11. And I always think like this: out of those 3,000 people, your life was changed because you were supposed to meet one of them.
mm,
Whether it's, you know, on a train, maybe it's a companion you're supposed to meet.
mm,
3,000 people.
3,000.
Someone was supposed to change your life in a different way than you
Mm.
have now. And it wasn't able to happen because they perished in 9/11. I always think about that.
I look at that. I look
Maybe
at
it's me, but that's how I think, like someone there could have changed my life,
with
maybe
respects
for
they
the
did.
worse or maybe for the better, but they would
With
have,
respects they
changed your life.
did. They did. That 3,000 people that you speak on and the ones that perished that from the after, they did touch your life. You did meet them because you're sitting here right now talking about them, even
Mhm,
though you didn't know them. So
mhm,
they perished. You know what I'm saying? To waking up people,
mhm,
you. So
mhm,
they did touch your life. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? You was down there trying to rescue some of them. So
mhm,
they did touch your life. You know what I'm saying? So you did pass them. You know what I'm saying? They passed you in your journey here,
Mm-hmm.
but in their journey in death. Their death made a vision for you.
All right.
So you seen them.
Big up, big up. We're gonna go to my we're gonna go to my food video. We're gonna come back after these messages. Stay tuned. Chinese style ribs in the pressure cooker. We're gonna go with the minced garlic, chopped garlic, minced shallots, chopped basil, 2 cinnamon sticks, 2-star anise, 3 pieces of dried chili. Remove the seeds, man. 1 tablespoon oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon dark soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce, 2 tablespoons rice wine vinegar, 1 tablespoon oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and 1 cup of Chinese rice wine. Let's get it going. We're going to take the membrane off for the back of this rib. Stick your fork in there, get it started. Get a paper towel and pull in unison. Pull in unison. Pull and you get the whole thing off, no problem. Yeah. We're going to cut this up. I'm going to cut in between the bone. Let's start my movie magic. You know how I do. And then we're going to place this in the bowl. You can cut them off smaller than that if you want. And I'm going to keep them like this. Oil in the pan. Canola oil. Let's get those ribs in there.
Yeah, a new year calls for a new kind of podcast. Live every Thursday at 8 p.m.
Movie magic. And we just want to brown these. So brown one side. Turn it over and we're going to brown the second side. Yeah, man. After browning, we're going to take them out. And the residual at the bottom of the pan, leave that there. I'll put my ginger. My shallots. And we're going to stir. Oh, wait a minute. One of these ribs try to get away. Yeah, man, we're gonna do the shallots and the onions. We're gonna mix it in that. I'm gonna add our dried chilies, seedless, our cinnamon, anise. I'm gonna stir that in. That's our aromatics. Now we're gonna put the liquids in. All your liquids in. And I wish you guys could just smell this right now. The TV head smell. Delicious. Delicious. We're gonna stir this up and see how it gets a sticky glueness. That all together. We're going to add our rice wine vinegar, rice wine, and we're going to put the ribs back in there. Add some water just to go right over the top, pressure cooker top. Here we go. A couple hours. Be careful with the pressure cooker. Remember, it's hot. Make sure that steam is out that pressure cooker, man, before you open it. Else you're going to have a bomb in your house that you don't want. No. Let's see how tender this is. A few hours cooking. Look at that. Look how tender the meat just fall apart. That's what you want. Just keep coating it. I'm going to plate this right now on some leaves. Salad. Put my basil on top. That's it, people. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us tonight here on Food for Thought. This is a special day.
Yes.
9/11. And we're, before the break, we reflected on events of September 11 and the way that the day changed so many lives that day. So we were just reflecting on that. Now, as we continue, I want to shift our focus towards what came after, the way Americans came together, learned on each other, leaned on each other, and showed the world what resilience really, really looked like. So, brother, my question to you, I don't know if you remember.
Okay.
Do you remember the first conversation you had with somebody after hearing the news of 9/11 and what they said?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Because there was so many people that would
That's
talk
what I.
to us.
Yep, that's just what I was gonna say. It was so many people talking and giving their opinion. And I'm treading lightly on this. You know, on
the
what it could be.
conspiracies.
Yes, conspiracies.
A
Thank you,
lot of
brother.
that. Yeah.
Thank you. A lot of so. I do know that there was a lot of, I would say, young people
Mm-hmm.
enlisting for armed services,
Mm-hmm.
different branches.
Yeah, man.
Of
People was ready to go.
Yeah,
It was like people was
they was
angry, like,
yeah,
yo,
people was
get me in
yeah,
there now. Let's
yeah.
go get these people.
And I
It
look
was
at that, like
crazy.
you say, I look at that as the pride of an American, of a
Mm-hmm.
s- of a of
We can't
American
let them do that
citizen.
to us and
Yeah,
get away with it.
exactly. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So it
Yes.
was a lot of those conversations. It was a lot of how could this have happened, and who why wasn't we informed, before certain things. So, and those conversations got heated sometimes, with people standing on the line when serving for food and stuff. It got because people wanted to take action. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. People were so
People was
upset.
upset. You
Yeah,
know what
man.
I'm saying? They wasn't
Yeah.
upset at us, but they wanted to take action and go find out where this
Revenge
threat came
themselves.
from. Yeah.
Revenge the United
Yes.
States.
So
Yeah.
those conversations was deep. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it just takes me back. You know what I mean? Because at the time, um, everything was really basically shut down. But a lot of the clubs that were down on 14th Street in the meatpacking district where I bounced at and stuff like that in NYU, they opened their doors still, and they
Right.
opened their doors to give food and take different clothes for
Right.
different departments. So they was still there, and people still was coming. So the
Mm-hmm.
conversations with to this day, the conversations ain't really stopped. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So,
no, they continue to go, man. And it was just weird because I think Bellevue Hospital
oh,
in New York City had the morgue there.
yep.
So me and my partner was our
Well, we
job
had a
was
morgue too.
yeah,
NYU
you had
had
a
a
morgue too.
yeah.
But I think most of
Bellevue
our
was the
people,
main. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. NYU, big up to NYU too,
yeah. They
because
got filled up. They morgue was
they
filled up,
yeah,
and
they
they
got
had to
filled
go
up.
right there. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And they had made a conveyor belt
Mm,
down in 9/11. So this conveyor belt, you're supposed to scoop a bucket of uh, rubble,
hmm
put it on a conveyor belt,
and we're trying to find any
Identity.
remains or objects, wallets, rings,
Yeah.
whatever of anybody
Mhm.
in the rubble. And you can imagine doing that day after day after
Hey,
day, and you're just trying to
yep.
scoop some buckets and
Yep.
trying to look through that stuff like that. And then they had the big dozers, picking up the big cement that obviously we can't pick up and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So, so going through all that stuff, and then when we do find the stuff, then we have to send it to Bellevue or
Bellevue.
NYU, either
Yeah.
one, whatever. And they look through the stuff and try to figure out who's what and what's what. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? So I do remember those
Yeah.
days vividly.
It was because NYU's morgue, and then you had the OME's office that was
Yes,
right in the middle. So it was NYU, all on the same block.
on the same block.
NYU, OME's office, and then Bellevue. And Bellevue had the biggest morgue. So
Hmm.
NYU morgue was filled up, couldn't
Hmm.
take no more. And then it went to the OME's office. They were still bringing stuff. They got filled up, and then Bellevue was taking them and then doing all the tedious work of looking through different items to identify different people. And
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
was rough, man. It
And
was rough.
we was talking earlier about um the unity, right?
Hmm.
And what it takes for people to come back together. And we were saying like earthquake, this and that, and all that stuff.
Hmm.
But we just had COVID.
Yeah.
Millions
Oh.
of people died, and people still not in unity. I don't
Hmm.
understand. I
Yeah.
don't understand.
Yeah. And again, it- and again, respects. See, 9/11, everybody was able to see what happened. You know what I mean? On TV when they got the quick glimpse
Right, right.
when they
They
cell
seen the
phones
twin
was
side.
working.
Yeah, right, right.
With COVID,
You don't know
they
what's
seen
going
the
on.
effects of it and
Hmm.
affecting everybody,
Hmm.
but they didn't know where to point the finger. Let's go
Right.
get them. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? They didn't know.
Hmm.
So everybody was like to themselves. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yes, that was a big tragedy. You know what I'm saying? And people lost, our brother lost his life. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So it was a big tragedy, but the American people couldn't point their finger like they did at 9/11 and say it came from over here.
Right.
You know, afterwards they suspected the conspiracy theories and all of that stuff, you
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
and that separated us more than 9/11. Why? Because you can't cough over here by nobody. You can't be
Yeah.
over here by no 9/11 wasn't like that. It's
Yeah.
yo, you know what? I'm gonna go help this person. You follow me? So
Hmm.
it was a little different. I think
Yeah.
COVID kind of separated people away. You stay in your
And
home.
right. And I think COVID is what set this off for
Mm.
people to be acting the way they acting now. I think
You
that was
think
just
so?
I think so, man. My personal opinion. I think COVID set everything off, man. People being depressed, people
Yep.
being lonely,
By
people
themselves.
by themselves, people start
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
thinking.
Yep.
So what happens is on a normal day, everybody's going to work, everybody's doing what they got to do,
Mhm.
everybody's moving around with no problem, everything. But once they had a chance to settle down, sit
Mhm.
down, nobody can go nowhere, those minds start racing, brother.
Yep.
Those
Yep.
minds start going, and
Mm.
I think that's what all created this stuff after COVID, man,
Yeah.
and
S- Yo, I mean,
the way
if
people acting today.
yeah, and then if you think about that, then I'll ask you this question: how, how do you feel about after all of this happened, the way you think about safety at home? You know what I mean? How do you think about safety at home after September 11th? How do you look at our safety here in the United States?
And even
And you can
going up,
apply that
and
even you can apply that to the COVID thing too.
yeah, and
Safety, you
even
know, yeah,
traveling, yeah, even
trap that.
traveling.
That's what I
Yeah.
said.
Well,
How do you feel about that?
well, me, me, And planes, you already know that already. And 9/11 was all planes. So
Yes,
you
yes.
know how I feel about planes.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean it made me beef up my safety at
Awareness.
home,
Yeah.
my wife's safety at home.
Yeah.
You know, we beefed that up, from whatever security to do what we have to do. Traveling also became different too, because you figuring like, okay, I do want to go to, you know,
Certain
Iran. I do
places.
want
Yeah.
to go to certain place. Now you start thinking
Thinking.
like, I don't know if I even gonna come back.
It's
'Cause
exactly.
I'm American, and
Yep.
look what they just did to us. So that also changed the way people and
Started
and
think.
are
Yep.
thinking about traveling as well, and
Hmm.
and they safety at home and stuff like that too, man. And I guess they started to get back into it. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And start saying, okay, everybody started getting on the planes and traveling and stuff like that, and but it's still in your mind. And I'm pretty sure every time somebody get on a plane,
Oh yeah.
it's on their mind.
Yeah.
Hijacking, this and that. It's
Yeah.
always on your mind
It's
when you get on a plane,
yeah.
man. And
And that's the emotional trauma
yes.
behind a big event like 9/11. And again, I said you could even relate it to the COVID thing because it was a big event, and the minute somebody cough, you know what I'm saying, the trauma behind, the people start looking like, yo, what was, you know what I
Mhm,
mean? So those things carry a lot of weight as far as trauma and stuff like that to people, man. It's
mhm,
it-
mhm.
it's rough. And safety at home, just like you, that's how I am. As far as the planes, you know, you got to get from A to B, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So for
yeah,
me,
yeah.
if I let that play, in my psyche, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
It's gonna always
Then
be there,
it's
like mine.
always gonna be there. Yeah, it's gonna be like,
Big up to
yeah,
Red Specs.
this man don't play no plane, boy.
Yo, it's just crazy, but um, like I said, we talk about people coming together strongly after 9/11 and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and do you think we can still tap into that same spirit today? I mean, it's like it's
Wow.
so hard with all this is going on.
Yes.
Can we just seem to tap into it, people? Can we do that?
Like I said before, I'm praying and hoping that it doesn't take a big tragedy for us to tap in
Come
to
on,
that.
y'all. We
I mean,
Americans,
yeah,
man. We
yeah,
American people.
yeah.
Come on.
It's like you
Jeez
you know
Christ.
we got to put some of the stuff. I shouldn't say stuff, but some of the things behind us so we can focus on what's in front of us.
Yes,
and,
yes,
and that's
yes,
unity. That's
yes.
what this episode is about. That we got to get that unity, and if further, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it probably to the end of the season, right? The more we keep tapping into that life algorithm, it's gonna keep pushing us further and further away from decent compassion and humanity.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, Red Specs, is if we keep tapping in or letting that life algorithm with all the stuff that's going on affect us, it's pushing us further and further away. We can't have conversations like you and I are having now because if we say something too much to offend someone in this big, wide internet, then we get zapped. That's
Mhm.
pushing us further and further away from trying to open up someone's third eye
Right, and get unity.
and get unity. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? So once we kill that,
Yeah, some people don't want unity. Some people don't
no,
want us to have unity. You know
they
who
they
that
they
is.
want chaos. Yeah, they want chaos.
They
They
want
want they
chaos,
want
brother.
that and confusion. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And as long as we keep getting pushed further away with, I call it, for lack of better words, miscellaneous things. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? It's not going to help us. We ain't going to have that care and compassion about those people that somebody did something to in that state,
And it's so
which going on
crazy.
now.
Yeah, it's so crazy, man, that I look at my grandkids running around, 2 years old, 3 years old,
Hmm.
and yours is gonna be one, right?
Yep, she gonna be one.
I watch them running around and I feel so scared
Yep,
for them.
me and Sniper was just talking about that.
I feel so scared for these kids, man. Me and you, we ain't gonna be here, but when
We-
they get of age and
and that's
Lord have
why
mercy, man.
that's why those seeds need to be planted now. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
The right way.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because if they're not going to give it to them in the school system and say what's really going on, then it's
That's right.
our job as parents, grandparents,
Tell them
uncles,
what time
aunts,
it is. Yep.
tell them what time it is and prepare them so
Hmm.
they know. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So they'll get it because, like you said, we ain't gonna be here. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? If the Creator God decides to take us, we ain't gonna be here. So who's gonna teach the youth? Because if you leave
Exactly.
it up to that life algorithm, it's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
Because they're
That's
gonna
why
run
we
around
have
not
to
caring about nobody.
exactly. And this is why we have to talk to our children now, people. Don't worry about the school system. The school system is going to do what they're going to
They're
do.
gonna do.
They're going,
Yep.
you know what they're doing now.
Yep.
So take it upon yourself
Yep.
as a parent to sit down with your kids, open up these books,
Yep.
and show them what history is and what it's
Yep.
about.
Yep.
It's up to you. It's up to the
Yeah.
parent, man. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go. Yeah.
I want to ask you, do you have like a story of kindness? And I know we spoke on unity, a time that still sticks with you, like when you were down there, or you was maybe at a food truck and someone said some kind words, you know, made you feel really good about, what you was doing and helping. Do you have a story you could share with the FFT? And I reflect to you because you was actually boots on the ground there.
Hmm. Hmm. What made me feel good is when you had everybody thanking you for your help, your service.
Hmm.
Um, we had parades, people outside just clapping in front of our station,
Mm,
um, in front of the hospital. Almost
mm.
something like COVID, when they had the
Yeah,
people come out, and
yeah,
it was something like that, man. But that right there, man, made me feel really good, man. That was kindness to 100 power to
yeah.
me. You know what I mean? People just, you know, thanking you for helping out, man. Even when things seem to go back to normal
Mhm.
and we're doing regular 911 calls,
Uh-huh.
when we on those calls, those people are thanking us for helping us, helping them during the 9/11 process, man. And
Yeah.
and we get so many stories, man, from each patient that we pick up.
Mhm,
Everybody have a story now.
mhm.
Everybody from 9/11, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I lost some people in 9/11. You know,
Yeah.
some during the tower incident, and some after. From all the different uh, chemicals and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it's a hurting feeling. You know what I mean? To see that, and hear that. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of uh workers out here
Hmm.
um that's been inflicted with a lot of ailments,
Yeah. Yep.
and and they're trying not to, give them coverage and stuff
That's
like
what I was
that.
saying earlier. Yeah.
And a lot of my friends passed away from cancer due
Yep.
to
On my
9/11
mind.
illnesses.
Yep.
um Even me, I have a little asthma thing. I never had asthma before.
Mhm.
um that came about, I think, a couple of years ago now. So I deal with that and stuff like that. But You know, everybody that was down there seemed to come up with something.
Yeah.
Some
Yep.
people have things worse than others.
Yeah, a lot of respiratory illnesses with, and you, like you said, you never had asthma, not putting
Mhm.
anything else out there, but
I never had
until
sleep
you,
apnea.
yeah,
I got
yeah,
sleep
a
apnea
lot of
now,
things,
and
yeah, yep,
yeah,
that
it's crazy.
you got dealing as a first responder in
Mhm.
that capacity down there. So, and that's what I was mentioning earlier, just to reiterate, these women and men are still fighting for things like that,
Yes.
and it's a shame. And we're talking about how could we, get back to the unities. Well, we have to take care of the people that took care of us first and
Yes.
foremost. So we can get back to that, because now a young firefighter, young FTM, they probably look at those stories and be, I'm not doing that. For what? Well, I'm putting my
Exactly.
life on the line for the police department, the firefighters, for
Mhm.
why I'm doing that.
So, AK, I want to ask you, and the audience out there, and you guys can drop it in the comments and let me know what you guys think. How do we, as a nation, keep honoring 9/11 in the way that focusing on healing instead of pain?
Mm.
Because that's what we want to do. We want to focus on healing instead of pain. So, how do we do that?
For me, it's not really a tough question, and you guys hit us up on TikTok if you got some ideas. Like we said last week, we'll post them up. But to honor them, we just have to keep doing what we're doing now. You know, this was a tragic day in America history, so we can't let it go without notice and fade to black. Years later, now we're not. They're not talking about it no more. They're not doing that. We have to keep it in the forefront.
Mhm.
And excuse me, like we said, generations need to know about this. We can't hide it from them or fade it out in life's algorithms by overlapping with something that's more tragic, and then we forget about this. We got to keep showing this. We got to keep saying these people's names when they're doing the memorial services. You
Right.
know what I mean? And
Right.
taking the youth down to ground zero area and letting them really absorb that energy that's down there of what happened.
Mhm.
That's the way I feel, that we can keep honoring it. When
Yeah.
Xena gets older, I know her father will, take her down there, and show her, besides her school trips and all of that, and get that real understanding of what truly happened. You know what I mean? I think that's the only way that we're going to honor it. And that honor is coming through generation after generation after generation.
Yeah. And I think I think you need the pain in order to heal.
Yeah.
You need that pain.
Hmm.
So we can't just focus on healing, healing, healing. Obviously, we all have to heal or
Hmm.
trying to heal,
Hmm.
but you still need that pain to get that
Make
message
you know you're
across.
alive.
Yes,
Yep.
get that message across, man. And that hurt and that pain is what is going to always be there to let our future generations know what happened that day on
Mm.
9/11 and how things went, man. So I believe you need that pain in order to uh, continue healing.
Yeah. It's, don't be afraid of it.
No, man.
Don't be afraid of it. You gotta embrace it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The people, you gotta embrace. You gotta embrace it. If there's one lesson from 9/11, you know that hope for the future generation will carry it through. What will be that hope? For you, what would be that hope if there was one lesson the future generations have to carry on with? What will be that lesson? That hope lesson?
Mm.
You hit me. I'm
Hope
gonna
will
hit
be.
you. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hope lesson.
I just hope this generation carry with them the unity, the
Mhm.
resilience, and the struggle from 9/11 and
Mhm.
use that every time we face a problem.
Mhm. Yep.
If you use those every time you face a problem, I think we'd be better off. That
Yeah.
generation would be better off.
Yep. That
I truly
generation
believe.
definitely would learn, using that as the blueprint to move them forward,
Yeah.
in grace and stuff like that. Yeah, I could dig it. I could definitely dig it. I
Yeah, man.
think that's important. I
Hmm.
think
Hmm.
that's important. If you
What
could,
what what if what if you was a younger AK, right?
oh wow.
You're a younger AK.
Mhm.
You sit down with your younger self on
Mhm.
September 2001.
Mhm.
What would you tell them about the future? Now, 9/11 done happen.
Mhm.
You sitting on that curve, man, and you talking to your younger self.
Mhm.
What would you tell them about the future, man?
Uh that's a tough one, but like I said earlier, I would tell my younger self, as far as, and I'm treading lightly on this too.
I mean, okay, September 11 happened,
It happened already.
and it's a September 12th.
It's
You're
September
sitting on the
12th.
curve.
I'm sitting on the curve.
You don't know nothing about this new stuff that's going on right now,
No.
right? You just know about
What happened on the day before, the day
right.
September 11th.
And you sitting down with yourself. What would you tell yourself about the future? Like, yo,
I want transparency, because my younger self, 9/11 happened, September 12th is today, and I'm confused. I don't
mhm,
know what's going on as a younger AK. So for me, it's like I want transparency. I want to know who, when, where. So I would say to myself, find out as much information as you can get, so you can say this came from here, this came from where. Because looking at 9/11 and me being older when it happened, there was no information. There was nothing.
no,
You know what I'm saying? There was nothing. So
especially day 12.
day
Uh,
12, forget about it. You knew more day
yeah,
12 than the day that it actually happened.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So for me,
yeah, man.
looking as a youngster, telling me, it's like I need more transparency on what happened. And the only way I'm gonna get that is if I dig for it and look for it myself. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? That's all I can offer and say, to my younger self at that time.
Yeah, yeah. Big up, big up, big up. Mm-mm-mm.
Mm.
Yeah, man.
I just had I have wrote something earlier, and
Here,
and
here go AK writing stuff down. You know what happened when AK writes stuff down?
yeah, yeah. Now,
Oh man.
when the future generations asked about 9/11,
Right.
you think it's more important part to tell the story or to tell the past?
We
Did I
should.
s- did
Should we
it, did,
say should we say the past?
yeah, you think it's important of the story, or should we just pass it on? Like, tell the story of
Mm,
9/11, or should we just blow
no,
past
never blow past 9/11. Never forget 9/11.
it? Okay.
I don't care if it's 160 years from now.
And that's
Always remember
generation.
9/11, like any other a tragic story, Pearl Harbor, World
Mhm,
War II, World War One. These things we still tell our grandkids, right? We
mhm.
wasn't born then,
That's what I was saying earlier. Yep.
but it was passed on to us
Mhm.
so we can pass it on to our kids.
Yep. And
So,
and that's what I wanted to hear from you,
right,
because it
has to get
kinda
passed on.
yeah, it kinda reiterates what we were saying, but it has to get passed on.
It
Can't
has
just
to,
go unnoticed. You know
have
what I'm
to,
saying?
have to,
That's the future generations to come. It can't be erased and in schools and stuff like that. The whispers still got to go on. Still got to go on till they be loud because they can't whisper for too long. You know, they future generation want to know. We got to tell them loudly, proudly, and honorably. You know what I
That's
mean?
right. Big up, big up. We're going to come back with BK Pinky and his news. So stay tuned for that, man. And just we'll be right back, man. We'll be right back. Here's the news from BK Pinky. Yeah.
Good evening, y'all. What's up, y'all? What's going on, baby?
What's up, man?
What's up, brother?
Man?
What's going on, Pinky?
First
I'm good,
off,
man. I'm good.
Yeah, first off, it's happy to see you, brother.
Yep.
And
too, man. You too.
You know how that is, man.
Yeah,
God
man.
bless.
So,
Blessings.
God bless. But I want to start off, my condolences to the people that lost their loved ones. To 9/11.
Yeah.
That was 24 years ago.
Mm.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time flies, man.
I got my New York stuff on.
Mm-hmm.
And I represent New York. So
I represent America, period, man. The whole America. Stars and stripes, goddamn
I'm
it.
just, I know people that perished and people that almost perished that day. And my condolences to all the families, out there that dealing with this every single year.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And we behind y'all, we love y'all, and just remember the people that passed away.
Irish, yeah. And you was working at NYU with me at that
Right.
It's crazy over there.
It's
Yeah,
crazy, man.
I was
It's
touching on
crazy.
that earlier.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I remember walking home over the bridge, man. Like get home, man. It's crazy.
Mhm.
So, again, our condolences to all the families, lost their loved ones. 24 years, man. I just can't believe it, man. 24 years. That's crazy.
Goes fast.
Fast. My daughter was probably like, when that happened, my youngest daughter was like 2 months.
Yeah. Darrell was young too.
Yeah. Like it's crazy. Crazy. So, But just started getting this news, baby. BK Pinky.
Yeah,
in
let's
the
get into that
building, baby.
news.
BK Pinky got that news for you, man.
Yes, sir.
For you, man. Listen, I'm gonna start off with this, man. 2 Queens couples was perished like Saturday, couple of days ago. And they was tortured, robbed. It's what I'm just thinking about is 2 old people, 76-year-old and 77-year-old. Frank and Maureen Olsen. Queens, Belrose area. And they was tortured by and robbed and set on fire by the 42-year-old man, Jamel McGriff.
Yeah, I heard about
This
that.
guy, he's a level 3 sex offender. He got a rap sheet for 30 years. How the hell he even out?
Yeah.
And he did this senseless, horrific crime, and to these 2 old people just live, elderly people, man. I got a mother-in-law. She's elderly, and I go crazy if I hear something like this.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Come on, man.
And what was his reasoning if they knew? Like
he just he sees somebody want to rob money. That's all it is, man. He had no purpose.
Yeah, I heard he was going from door to door.
Door to doors. He let the people let him in, saying this and that. He let them in, and that was it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And he just like contacting black. You know, he's a black 42-year-old man, and he just
And this is what me and
being a
Alpha,
creep, man. Just being a
AK,
creep.
yeah, and this was what me and AK was talking about earlier when we was talking about our safeties at home.
Yep.
Right.
Did it change? No.
Yeah.
It's changed,
still,
bro. They
you know,
they
it's
go
not
to
a
your
ni-
crib.
Right. It's not a
They-
9/11 thing, but it's individuals like him
Yep.
that do what they do to
Right.
make you.
Right.
Yep.
And you just you know, you ain't even waiting for the people to see they on vacation anymore, or they at work and they, you know, they burglarize and
They
something
just
like
going
that.
right
They
in.
just going right in.
Why you there?
Why you there? They don't care. They don't care. They don't wear no ski masks. They just going straight up.
And you know, it's one thing to rob and all that, but to torture, you know, what kind of sick
individual you are?
Yeah, because I heard that the wife was found in another room. She was burned. Because I think they like put lighter fluid or something on them to light them on fire. And then the husband was tied to a pole downstairs or something.
He was
put on
found tied
fire.
to a
So
pole
that's crazy. That's
with
crazy.
a gag in his mouth.
So I'm saying all of this is going on and nobody hears anything. Nobody.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
nothing. Because you know, two things. I'm thinking. One, everybody at work. And number two, they old and they probably don't make a lot of noise.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like maybe it's the usual. You know, nobody come, whatever. You know, they see him in the morning and then they don't see him. So they probably in the house. They watch TV and, you know, doing, you know, old people stuff.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the fire, they probably would have never
Right. It
found
was
them.
for they would have never found them.
Been there for months probably without
months.
Your neighbors checking up on people. That's what we was talking about.
Yep.
Neighbors checking up on people.
You gotta you have to get the good neighbors too. Not
so if there wasn't no fire, they would have never been found. They'd have been stinking down there for until somebody smells something and then
and then how he got caught.
Unity.
Yep.
Correct. But how he got caught was I can't even say the dummy of the day, but he did something stupid. When you rob somebody, you don't go and immediately take their credit cards and use them, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, you don't do that. They're gonna catch you.
Oh yeah.
And that's like he got caught in Times Square using credit cards, using their credit cards.
Yeah,
he
but
just
you do that. Yeah, you do that if you're a junkie or fiend, and that's
right.
What he is.
And that's probably what it is.
Yep.
You know, say if you're gonna use it, and then you know whatever, but don't use it right away. Soon you get to Manhattan, you want to use it and spend it on what?
And that's how I get caught.
Food. That's how you got caught. So, you know, I'm glad he's locked away. We don't need him off the streets. We don't need him like.
Yep.
He meant, you know, especially we don't need that.
No doubt.
Oh man. Yesterday we got a tragic death. Oh man. I don't know the guy, you know, specifically, you know, I heard of him, but I never saw the face to it. Well, politician, conservative, Republican, Charlie Kirk was shot in Orem, Utah, at a college campus. He was doing like a prep rally for his Turning Point USA. And at the rally, somebody opened fire and shot him on the left side of his neck.
Wow.
He was rushed to the hospital.
Yeah, that was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
But later died that afternoon. He leaves a wife, 2 kids, 31 years old.
Yep.
31 years old.
I'm familiar with the things that he was doing as far as trying to get, and something Red Specs and us was talking about,
Mhm.
the youth and getting the next generation prepared and going.
Right.
And he did a lot of that work with a
Right.
lot of the different campuses, kids on campus, getting them
Right.
to vote and having them
Right.
pay more attention
Attention
to the
yeah, right.
political
Right.
aspect of it.
Right.
So yeah, I heard of him. I seen some of his work that he did, some of the rallies, and it's just a shame, man.
And
It's
he
a
was
shame.
young, so you know he gonna get the young voters because he's young.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, some things he probably didn't agree with Republicans, and some things he didn't agree with Democrats. You know what I'm saying? But all around, people say he was a good guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's young. You know, got married. You know, 2 kids, and you know, it's just tragic.
Yeah, these political threats and
Yeah, man.
Political
Assassination
agendas, that
attempts.
these guys have, man, they get more and more ramped up. They get more and more lately.
Yeah.
Since
And it
you know,
never
all this
used to
going
be
on.
that way. I mean,
No,
people
And
have
he-
different views on
Yeah.
different parties and stuff like that, you know. But in the last 8 to 10 years, it turned from people just talking about it and having strong disagreements to actually having physical harm to people. It's just a crazy mixed up world.
Yeah, and what happens at that aspect now, AK? Now people in the political realm don't want to go out and talk about nothing, you know, because they're scared. You know, people don't want to make certain laws or make certain moves because you know there's people out there that's
That might
against
do
you.
some, yep.
Right.
Yeah.
That might do some harm or something.
Yeah,
It's
political
just-
terrorists. Political terrorists. That's what they
Yeah.
are.
I mean, you know, this story is now we're coming up into different type of elections and all that, and like Pinky was saying, these different assassinations attempts, and you know, you go back a little further, like with Nancy Pelosi. I think that's her husband. It's a lot of political stuff that's like you know needs to be rectified. And people just got to understand that, like, people got their different views on thing, and it should never go to a
It
violence.
shouldn't go to that. It shouldn't go to you shooting
that.
somebody.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
everybody had a debate. You talk. It was funny. I was looking at a movie last night. I don't know if y'all heard it with Denzel Washington called The Great Debaters.
Yeah, that's a good
Yes.
movie.
Right? That's
Great
a
movie.
good movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's what we should have.
Mm-hmm.
You debate about something, you debate about, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody goes and shoots somebody because you won in the debate,
It's egos.
or you're a Republican, or you're this and that. Come on.
Yep.
Like, why are we doing it?
Yep.
And he opened, you know, he dressed it. I heard the guy dressed up in like a law enforcement. That's how he got in.
Now, did they ever catch
They saying
anyone?
they saying they got.
Yeah, they caught one.
They caught
gentleman.
one guy.
Yeah.
He's a suspect right now. But
So more than one person.
yeah, we don't know if it's more than one person. I heard it's one person.
Well, this happened yesterday, so
It happened
by
yesterday,
the time
so
the end of the week
it was only
comes,
one. It was only one shot.
yeah,
That was it.
yeah.
So by the time the end of the
So
week,
it had to be
they should know
either.
more.
We don't know if they don't know. I guess he was in the crowd, or was it like from like a rifle or something? We don't know. But he got you know, found out it was trauma to the neck. You know what I'm saying? And condolences to the family, man. We don't want to see that, man. That's crazy, man. We don't want to see that. Go to the Kirk family.
Yeah.
Well, on a positive note, over this weekend, Saturday, my favorite all-time Knick player, Carmelo Anthony, was inducted to the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame.
Big up to Carmelo.
Congratulations,
Carmelo.
my brother.
Yeah.
Brooklyn's finest, Red Hook Project, New
And
York.
it's a shame because this man should have got all that stuff a long time
listen.
ago.
NCAA champion as a freshman, Syracuse. You know what I'm saying? 62 points. The Garden,
Yep.
versus the Horn, took over Bernard King point
record.
record.
Yep.
You know
took
what I'm
over
saying?
Bernard King's
So
record.
listen, man, congratulations to you, King. He had his son and his daughter there.
Okay.
It was real special, and his mom and stuff like that. So, man, it was. I was watching that speech, man, and it was inspiring. I had my son to watch the speech. He said, "Listen, man, if he can do it, you can do it.
That's right. You can be anything you want.
Yeah, anything you want, man.
Yep.
Don't let nobody listen out there. If all my listeners out there, whatever you want to do, go do it.
Yep.
That's it.
Don't
That's
let nobody
it.
stop you what you doing, man.
That's it.
You want to play ball, battle, whatever you want to do, play it. You want to do it, do it.
That's it.
Be the best of it too.
No
That's it.
doubt.
All right.
AK Alpha Moon.
Yeah.
What is it? We need
Drop
to
these little words of wisdom on you real quick. Since
we
we
need
are
the what we call it, Pinky? The words
The
of wisdom.
wow.
The wow. Give him with the
Word up.
wow.
yeah, I gotta reiterate this one because since we're talking about the whole political aspect and stuff like that and
Right.
what's going on. But this one is to know our history is to know our past as a nation. So we may elevate and enlighten ourselves as a powerful country for the future. Wisdom leads to overstanding, and overstanding leads to great transparency. That's what this nation needs. And once we get that and humble ourselves, we'll be a better nation for each other. That's my words of wisdom.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
So we want to thank you for joining us today, but this is my final thought. As we come to the end of today's episodes, let's hold on to this truth. September 11 was a day that tested us, no doubt. It tested us. But it also revealed the strength of our humanity. In the face of tragedy, we choose to stand together that day. We choose compassion. We choose resilience. And look at this, 24 years later, the best way to honor those who we lost is to carry that same spirit into how we live today.
Yep.
And we all just talked about that today. Look out for each other.
Yep.
Listen a little. Listen a little deeper.
Yep.
And love a little stronger.
Yep.
Because never forget isn't just about remembering the past, it's about shaping our future.
Yep.
Especially for our little ones.
Yep.
Right.
The attacks killed 2,977 people and injured many more. So just think about that. Almost 3,000 people. And I don't know if you guys know, just a month ago, 3 additional victims of 9/11 attacks was identified, and that's almost 24 years later.
Mm.
And still more has been unidentified that they're trying to find out who they are. So 3 more of our fellow people has been found. Thanks for that.
On the list, man.
Yeah,
3 more on the list.
So we want to thank you guys for spending time with us. This has been food for thought. So until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and take care of one another. Pinky, take us out, baby.
And if you walk away from me, I just love you from behind.
Yeah, man. Till next week.